So we're going to use this pear, the pear fruit, in order to make sure we understand really well the idea of symmetry. So if we look at this pear fruit itself, where it was fastened to the plant, and we look at it from the top, it has radial symmetry. That is, if we sliced it through any direction, we would get the same two halves, and that could be any way around. And we can see that that's true unless we look at it this direction. So I have used a trusty Sharpie pen in order to convert my radially symmetrical pear into a bilaterally symmetrical pear animal, right? So because I have put a head end onto it, I have put features that there's only two of, and they occur opposite one another like this. Now it has only one way you can slice it so that you get the same thing on both sides. Now, first I'm going to do a longitudinal section of my poor animal here. It looks so sad. And that's the long ways, right? So when you cut through, you're going to be able to see what the organism looks like on the inside based on that longitudinal section. So to draw this section, this is what it looks like when we slice through the middle of the body. And we would draw this sort of unequally shaped, maybe draw the structures in there. Maybe this is an alien from another planet. We don't know what those are. We know those are paraseeds, but it's some body organ that's found in the middle here. And it actually looks like it has two parts, a top and a bottom. Now, if we want to think about what this animal looks like on the inside, and we want to look at some more systematically, then we probably want to take a series of cross sections. And those cross sections, I'm suturing my animal back together here with some spare toothpicks. The cross sections are going to be across sort of the short direction. And what we're going to find when we make these cross sections is that when we look at what is inside the animal that way and we go through it, then we're going to be able to see different parts of the body more clearly. And if we actually did a very careful set of sections all the way through the body, then we could know what it looked like all the way through. So here we have the more towards the tail end of the animal, and our cross section is just going to be a smaller circle. There's a little structure there near the middle. If this were a real animal, it would probably be the gut that we'd be able to see going all the way through. Now when we look in this other cross section towards the head, now we see where those seeds were, and we can actually see that there's 5 of these structures, which are actually the seeds. But we get a different view of what the inside of the animal looks like when we take a cross section versus a longitudinal section. And depending on what we're looking for, one or the other of them might be more useful. All right, so the most important take-home message of this activity is that you are starting to really understand the difference between radial and bilateral symmetry.